Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Today, I'm reading this post from Hong Kong, and it's the absolutely most ridiculous post I've ever seen related to Pokemon. So, you can translate it. I'm trying my best to translate here. Do you have a very valuable Pokemon card that's sitting at home? Pokemon has been prices has skyrocketed recently. A beautiful card can be a couple thousand Hong Kong dollars. This is Hong Kong, or Mongols, or like 10,000s, 100,000s. But have you think about the humidity and at home, because Hong Kong's very humid, that would make the car bend or mold your helper, because a lot of Hong Kong people actually hire domestic helpers to help with stuff at home, kind of like chores. That your helper might trashed it, or you leave it in the drawer and your kid might doodle on it. So it's safer to find it at a safe, dark place. And then this place saying, I'll be your most protected backup, kind of. We are backed by law in London in terms of guarantee. There's 24 hours surveillance, and it's also connected to a security center. It's climate controlled, so it's climate control and humidity control, so it wouldn't be humid. There are many sizes from A to F, and the lowest price is from $60 and above. So think about all your Pikachus and Charizard. So apparently, these people just know Pikachu and Charizard only in a climate control safety security box, and with the security look checking it for 24 hours. Isn't it make you feel better? You want to make sure your assets is protected. Call us today, and then they have the WhatsApp, and the place is here in Hong Kong. Sorry, let me open it back. The place is in Hong Kong here, in this location, Hot Yun Gai, and it's like Gongsheng Zhongsong. So that's kind of like a commercial building, kind of like a industrial commercial building, business building, and then there's more information, and then they show the cars here with the protection and stuff like that, and it's like, if I can make it bigger, it's like, oh, they have identification, and then so that you can tell like which car you are in the scan, and then it actually has different security classification and whatnot. So basically what I'm hearing is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not affiliated, I'm not saying it's bad. I know if you put in a, like, say for example in US, if you put in a security box, it's not that secure in the bank, because if so what happened is, I don't know if you guys watch the news or follow those news before, but what happened is the security deposit box, sometimes when they move and stuff, they will not tell you. Like if you miss your notice or they didn't tell you, then you lost your property, kind of. So it's supposed to be safe. If it's a bank that you say visit every week or so, it will be very safe in that sense. And if you rent a storage as climate control, if you know the people working there in the storage, it's probably very safe. Well, unless you have beef with them, then they probably steal your cards. But like, if you know the people, if you're nice to people in general, like your friends and whatever, they happen to be working in shifts there sometimes on weekends and stuff, yeah, it's probably safe, in that sense, because those people, it's not just like Randall. If you live in the proxy that you can visit it every like once a week, like I said, it will be safe. If you rent a remote countryside storage that is not climate control, or say, you only go there like once a year or once every quarter, yeah, that's probably questionable. Like, yeah, people leave in their office at their home as well, but then they don't have a security system, so that might be it. Like I already kind of mentioned to you guys, like we rent a storage just because our friends work there. Otherwise, we would never rent a storage in the first place. And plus, we have too much junk in short, and we can afford a bigger house. So the storage is cheap, and it's far from us, but it's drivable. So we visit that, occasionally and just admire. It's not a nice environment to admire, because as you can imagine, it's not like your room and stuff. But it's once you get used to it, you get used to it. Kind of. And you definitely need a climate control, like, especially in California. You don't want. You also want to make sure that they are, like, basically you want to put in plastic tote or something equivalent, and up on the ground, like from the ground, in case it get flooded. Of course, you look at the area that's not in a flood zone, because California has a lot of flood zone. I'm pretty sure every state has an area that is like flood zone ish. You don't want to rent storage in a flood zone and lose all your cards because it's just paper. And you probably want to protect it with from either fire. There's like those fire safe thing, or water, by having plastic tote and wrap it and stuff. It's a lot of work if you want to look at your cars occasionally, because you want to kind of keep trying to make sure that nothing get lost. Plus, you have a friend watching for you is safe. Or you know, you just need to know what you're doing so that you can look at it fast enough and wrap it back, you know, kind of. So yeah, I'll show you guys the more detail of the thing. It's like, oh, if you have a very rare Pokemon cards from that price, would you give it a better environment for the card? Because it's like I said, the humidity or if theft, fire, flooding, actually, or the helper or the kids blame everything else, basically, kind of natural disaster or people around you. It's like, why do you choose our protection? Because we are fully secured, and our center is like 7,000 square feet, square, I don't know, feet, yeah, I guess it's feet, and our safety thing is international UL certified, blah blah blah, and then we're 24-hour security, like I said, and it's like climate control, and then the A and B box is 60 and above every month. Hong Kong, that's like less than $10, and the CDEF boxes are for a bigger collection. Didn't say how much actually. It's like, so which kind of collector are you? Are you small investor? Have a couple $1,000 card? If yes, then A and B is suitable for you because every day is just like $2, and then it's safeguard or whatever. And then if you are like, if you have hundreds of cards because you're an esteemed collector, then and also have like graded cards, then C2F is better because then you can store your whole collection. It still didn't say how big it is. I'm very curious, like how they do it. It's like, oh, when can I take the cards? It's like, oh, you can always make appointments to look at the card so that you can look at it. It's like, if I put the card in a safety box, is it very like a lot of work? It's like too much work, you know? They're like, oh, if you have transaction, or you can put the ones that you did transaction or the ones you want to display at home. This is for the security box is for your long-term hold cards to make sure your long-term hold assets is safely secured. And then, well, what other security do I have? And then they're like, oh, we use the Lloyd of London's up to this amount here, Hong Kong dollars. I'm not even gonna translate. I guess that's 60,000 for security. That doesn't make sense. Is it for the building? For each account? For each box? And then anyway, for those, that's the SmartVault information, not sponsored. You can already sense my tone about this thing. I can't believe they even do that. I mean, is it common for you guys? Is your country offering similar service for storage of Pokemon? This is the first time I'm reading it and heard of it. I just thought it was interesting, like very interesting. So basically, what guarantee you have, they are just, the protection is basically by Lloyd London of London, right? For that amount, which doesn't make sense. Is it for, like, if you rent 2 boxes, is it for each of the box, or is it for like you overall if you rent 10 boxes? Doesn't disclose the price. I don't know how they do the identifying, like, because it says it identifies, and it's so funny. Like, you can see, I don't know if you can tell the picture, these are not even the Pokemon cards. Like, I guess besides Charizard, I guess they only know Charizard and, like, you know, the basic, the blood toys and stuff. And they're like, oh, PSA Charizard. So instead of arrowing on the actual Charizard that the hand is holding, actually there's 2 Charizard if you think of it, right? There's one the hand holding, and then the other one is on the top here. Just doesn't make sense. And then again, it says Charizard here on this one. That's not Charizard. And it's like, oh, security rating A+. It's just, I don't know. I just, you guys already saw my video for like the selling. What's the risk? This sounds like a higher risk to me, but then maybe this place is safe. I don't know. Again, I just questioning my sanity at this point. Why would? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give me a like and subscribe. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Bye.